Inside the Statue of Liberty, there's a room no tourist has entered since 1916. Most people have no idea it exists. It sits at the very top of the torch. You used to be able to climb up there. Then something happened that sealed it shut forever. When the statue was dedicated in 1886, the torch balcony was open to visitors. A narrow ladder runs through the arm, through the forearm, and up through the wrist. At the top, visitors stepped out onto a small platform surrounding the torch. About 12 people at a time. From up there, you could see Manhattan, Brooklyn, Ellis Island, and the open Atlantic. At the time, it was the highest accessible point in the entire Western Hemisphere. Access to the torch cost extra. It sold out every single day. Bartholdi called the Statue Liberty, enlightening the world. The torch wasn't just a symbol. Visitors were entering the very source of the light. Bartholdi also pitched the torch to the U.S. Lighthouse Board as a working beacon. He told them it would guide ships 24 miles out to sea. The board agreed and ran the statue as an official lighthouse from 1886 to 1902. It never worked. The light was too weak, and the copper sides scattered the beam. In 1902, the statue was transferred out of lighthouse management, and the beacon was abandoned. The beacon, built into the most famous statue in the world, had quietly failed. What kept the statue alive wasn't the torch flame. It was the engineering underneath the copper. The visible copper skin is only about 2.5 millimeters thick, roughly the thickness of 2 pennies stacked together. That thin shell hangs off an internal iron skeleton designed by Gustave Eiffel, the same engineer who later designed the Eiffel Tower. His key idea: don't attach the copper rigidly to the frame. He let it flex. In a strong storm, the tip of the torch can move 6 inches. That movement isn't a flaw. It is the design. In 1916, the United States was officially neutral in World War I. But American factories were supplying ammunition to Britain and France on a massive scale. New York Harbor was the main shipping point. A strip of land called Black Tom Island sat roughly a mile from the Statue of Liberty. In July 1916, roughly 2 million pounds of ammunition were stored there. German military intelligence had been running sabotage operations across the United States for 2 years. Black Tom was a target. In the early hours of July 30th, 1916, fires broke out at the depot. Just after 2 in the morning, the first explosion hit. 2 million pounds. The blast registered as a 5.5 earthquake. Seismographs in Pennsylvania recorded it. Windows shattered in Times Square, 7 miles away. The Brooklyn Bridge shook. Shrapnel flew across the harbor and struck the Statue of Liberty. About 100 pieces of debris hit the torch arm. The structural supports inside the arm bent. The balcony railing cracked. The torch glass shattered. The torch balcony was closed the next morning. It was listed as a temporary precaution. That was 109 years ago. The closure was never reversed. If this is the kind of thing worth knowing, there is more of it here. A follow is how you tell us to keep finding it. And a like is the signal that tells the algorithm this one is worth surfacing. Modern safety codes are why it stayed shut. The access route is a single ladder, one way in, one way out. In an emergency, there's almost no way to get people down quickly. And the arm continues to sway in every storm. What was acceptable in 1886 doesn't come close to passing a modern safety inspection. In 1984, engineers launched a full restoration of the statue. When they opened the torch arm, what they found was worse than expected. Back in 1916, a sculptor named Gutzon Borglum had modified the original torch. Borglum cut openings into the copper flame and fitted them with amber glass. His intention was to improve the nighttime glow. The cuts let water seep inside the arm for the next 70 years. By the 1980s, some internal metal connectors had lost 40% of their thickness. The original torch was too far gone to restore. It was removed and replaced with a new one, covered in 24-karat gold leaf. The original torch now sits in the Statue of Liberty Museum on the island. Its 1916 shrapnel damage is still visible. The new torch you see today has no accessible interior at all. The statue's struck by lightning roughly 100 to 600 times every year. Its copper construction and open harbor position make it one of the most lightning-struck structures in New York. Eiffel's iron skeleton acts as a natural conductor, grounding every strike safely. Maintenance teams from the National Park Service still climb the arm today. They go up to inspect and maintain the systems. The room hasn't been abandoned. It's locked to you. Not to everyone. The German sabotage operation that damaged the statue didn't go unpunished. A legal case ran for more than 20 years. In 1939, an international court ordered Germany to pay $50 million in damages. The Black Tom explosion remains one of the most significant acts of foreign sabotage in American history. There's a pattern in this story. A dramatic event creates a restriction. The restriction gets called temporary. Time passes and the event fades from memory. The restriction stays. Nobody goes back to ask why. Most people standing beneath it today have never heard of the Black Tom explosion. Next time you look at that torch, think about what actually sealed it. Not safety rules. Not bureaucracy. A bomb that went off 108 years ago, a mile from where you'd be standing. In the middle of the night. The room is still there. It just doesn't have a door you can open. See you in the next one.